These roommates decided to pull a wild missing leg illusion on their friend while she was fast asleep. First, they carefully set up a prank by cutting her trousers, hiding her real leg under the mattress, and replacing it with a fake leg covered in pouring fake blood. Once everything was ready, they slammed an axe onto the floor to wake her up with a loud bang. Waking up to the sight of her missing leg and blood everywhere, she instantly started screaming in pure terror. Her other roommate rushed into the room, pretending to be completely shocked, and they both scrambled to clean up the mess and help her stand up to go to the hospital. But as they were helping her walk, one of the roommates accidentally stepped right on her hidden, real leg. In that exact moment, the pain registered, the illusion broke, and she realized she had been completely pranked. This girl decided to pull a heart-stopping prank on her sister by pretending to put their pet hamster into a blender. In reality, it was just a white balloon filled with ketchup. While her sister was busy preparing dinner, the prankster openly played with the real hamster right in front of her, fake threatening to put it in the machine. After several attempts, the sister finally dropped her guard and got distracted. That's when the prankster swapped the hamster for the balloon and hit the power switch. Her sister was absolutely horrified. Watch until the end to see her hilarious reaction when she realizes it was all a joke. This girl decided to prank her friend by putting a piece of hard, dry pasta in her mouth to mimic the sound of a snapping neck. First, she started working out with dumbbells to get her friend's attention. But during her first attempt, the pasta kept falling out of her mouth. To get it back without being caught, she had to distract her friend by shouting that there was a huge spider on the wall. Once she successfully reloaded the prank, she asked her friend to help stretch out her stiff neck and shoulders. That's when the terrifying crunch happened. These two girls decided to prank their friend by burying a water bucket right under the sand while she was busy taking photos on the beach. First, they quietly used a shovel to dig a deep hole, making sure the entire process was completely silent. Their next mission was to fetch some ocean water from the shoreline, carefully moving only when their friend wasn't looking. Once the trap was fully set, they called her over for a chat. After talking for a bit to gain her trust, they guided her to step over to that exact spot. And then, this happened. This woman decided to prank her roommate by using an incredibly long tube to drink what she claimed was just orange juice. Suspicious, the roommate began following the mysterious winding tube through the house to find the source. To her absolute horror, the tube led straight into the toilet. She was completely disgusted by what she had just tasted, but it turns out the prankster was just as shocked. The original setup was supposed to be orange juice, but someone must have switched it. The roommate was so furious she actually hit her. But in the end, they made up with an apology and a promise of a nice dinner to make up for the gross out. These two sisters decided to go metal detecting on the beach, and what they unearthed at the very end will leave you speechless. After digging deep into the sand, they were ready to give up. But one sister insisted they keep going. Suddenly, they struck gold. A mysterious box wrapped tightly in canvas. Anxious to see what was inside before anyone else noticed, they struggled to pry it open, eventually using an axe to smash through the top. Inside, they discovered an incredible hoard of rare coins dating back to the 1800s. Even crazier, nestled right on top was a stunning jade necklace worth millions. But you seriously won't believe the final item they pulled out at the very end. This girl decided to pull a wild missing organ prank on her older sister while she was asleep. First, she placed a realistic fake scar sticker on her sister's stomach, poured fake blood over it, and sealed it with a medical bandage. When the older sister woke up, she was instantly horrified by the bloody wound. She got furious, blaming her sister for letting someone take her liver while she was passed out, as she started to panic and feel phantom pain. Her sister called a doctor on FaceTime for medical advice.
刘大夫，哎呀，
Little did she know, the doctor was actually in on the joke and began explaining the fake injury to make it even more believable.
血了好像。
But the illusion quickly fell apart when she finally peeled back the bandage,
女先生们遭老罪了。
felt absolutely no pain, and realized she had been completely fooled. This girl decided to pull a terrifying zombie prank on her boyfriend right before they went to sleep. At first, her boyfriend didn't notice anything unusual, but then she started behaving very strangely. She began making creepy, unnatural movements, sitting up and lying down as if she were possessed by a ghost. Unsettled and scared, her boyfriend watched in horror as she twisted her arms and legs like a creature from a movie, totally terrified. He finally got a clear look at her face and saw the horrifying zombie makeup. He immediately tried to escape the bed, but as she lunged closer, he completely passed out from fear. This guy decided to pull a classic doorbell prank on his sister using a Bluetooth speaker controlled by his phone. He hid right under a table near the front door, blasting the doorbell sound to annoy her. At first, his sister kept opening the door, only to find absolutely no one there. By the second and third time, she got so annoyed she realized something didn't add up. Spotting her brother hiding under the table, she decided not to call him out, but to pull a reverse prank instead. While her brother was completely oblivious and still tapping his phone, she quietly climbed onto the table with a plate of whipped cream. Once she was in position, this happened. After getting hit by actual bird poop, this girl rushed home to wash her hair immediately, completely forgetting to even take her clothes off. First, she was so focused on cleaning her head that she didn't realize her twin sister was already hiding in the bathroom. Seizing the opportunity, the twin pulled the ultimate unlimited shampoo prank, secretly squirting more soap onto her head every time she tried to rinse it off. No matter how hard she scrubbed, the bubbles just kept coming. Watch until the end to see her hilarious reaction when she finally realizes her twin has been standing right behind her the whole time.